What is poppin' fight fans, and welcome to another episode of the Mystic Hour Live. And I have a very special guest today, fighting out of MMA Masters down here in Miami, Florida. He has a record of 11-4, and he will be co-main eventing against the Korean Superboy, Ho Choi, July 31st at the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's bring him in. Danny, the Colombian Warrior Chavez. Welcome to the show, Danny.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much for having me, man. Excited.
Absolutely, Danny. How you doing today? How's the training camp going?
Everything is great so far. You know what I mean? I still got 4 weeks and a half left, which there's a lot of adjustments we still got to make for the fight. You know what I mean? This is a tough opponent. And then just like he's probably making adjustments to fight me. You know, right now we still, like I said, well, technically 1 week will be cutting weight. We're not really making anything. So technically I got 3 weeks and a half to keep training and keep putting my body and like I said, we're adjusting to the fight. You know what I mean? We have our strategies, our game plans. So right now we're working on that and sharpening and getting sharper through the day.
Absolutely. And speaking of adjustments, the last fight didn't go your way against Jared Gordon. What adjustments have you made since that time? Because I know in that fight, it was a little grapple heavy. Is there anybody you brought in or anything you changed in this camp in preparing for Korean Superboy?
Well, I don't like taking credit away from fighters that beat me. You know what I mean? I don't want to say, oh, this is what went wrong. No, Jared did his job. You know what I mean? The only job he didn't do is make weight. All right, that's the only job he didn't do. Yeah, he was fat. Yeah. All right, so he was a little heavy when he was on top. But no, like the adjustments, I think I'm making now, being a little smarter going into this camp. I think against Jared Gordon, I think I did a little too much. And they say sometimes too much actually is not good. Sometimes doing a little less could be good. And I mean, like, now, not slacking or anything. I just think I took Jared Gordon so serious. I went crazy and I was training so much. I probably did a little overtraining. I think so. We're going to figure it out right now because I don't know. You know what I mean? At the same time, like I said, I don't want to say that because it takes away the credit for everything he did against me. And it's not like that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. He came with his game plan. He executed. He did well. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But going into this camp, I'm being smarter the way I'm training right now. I'm still pushing, but I'm actually like focusing on recovery a lot. I think like I was just focused on training, and then at nighttime I'll be watching TV. To like, right now, like the playoffs are going on in basketball. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like it keeps me a little bit up and I try to like just turn the TV off by 11, 12 and trying to go to sleep, man. Like sometimes we stay up too late. We don't get to recover so well. So I think I'm just being smarter. And this is my first camp I'm taking supplements. I never took supplements anywhere. Like people used to tell me, you got to take BCAAs, you got to take this, you got to take that. And I'm always been like, no, man, I'm natural. I only take, all I take is food and water, and juices and anything. That's all I do. I just eat, train, and trying to rest. But I think I gotta, you gotta try things out before you judge them. You know what I mean? And I think I was judging the whole thing with the supplements too much without me taking them. So let's give it a try. I called the UFC. They sent me a bunch of supplements, and they sent me a paper where it tells me how to take them at what times and everything. And I'm following instructions, and I feel pretty good. I'm waking up a little bit less sluggish. I feel like my recovery is getting better. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm 34 years old. You know what I mean? There's a lot of mileage in this body, and I feel great. I still feel like I'm 23 years old. I feel great. I feel young. I feel everything. But your number is your number. You know what age you have. I've been doing this since I was 19, so I've been 15 years in the game. And like I said, I think it was about time I started taking at least a protein shake. You know what I mean? Like I don't take any of that stuff. I really don't. Actually, I had my student Justin always told me that, like about a year and a half ago. Before I got in the UFC, he used to tell me like, oh, the best athletes out to take supplements. And I'm like, well, I'm going to be the one that's going to get to the UFC without supplements, I'm going to show everybody they could do it naturally. And I did. But I'm going to try it out this time for the first time. It's not going to hurt me just for one camp to go take supplements. You know what I mean? So let me give it a try. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm being smarter. I'm focusing on recovery. If I would say, what am I doing different from my last fight? I'm doing pool now. Like I'm actually swimming a lot more than running. It's the same thing as doing cardio, but I feel like the pool gets me more tired. What I've been, and I swim at a, I'm trying to like I'm trying to swim at a pace where it's like I'm jogging. Like if I'm going to go for like a 3-4 mile jog, nice run. I'm trying to, because I'm not swimming crazy either. I'm not trying to swim so fast because that's when we do conditioning. We're gonna have days that we're gonna do conditioning in the pool, and it's like doing sprints. We gotta go fast. I go at a nice pace, touch to the wall, go back. I go to LA Fitness, so it's a 25 meter pool. So you gotta go touch and go, but you go at a slow pace, so you don't really get so tired so fast. But every time you hit like a 4 or 5 laps, 6 laps, you gotta stop and catch your breath, and then do it again. I've been doing about 20 or 25 laps, so it equals like a mile and a half, almost 2 miles of jogging or running.
Yeah.
But when I swim, it just gets me more tired. I could go run 2 miles and I'm good coming back. You break a good sweat, you breathe a little heavy, but it's good. You're good. When I do it when I'm swimming, I'm feeling tired a little bit.
Whole different
you can
volume.
feel it in your lungs. So, like I said, I'm just doing a couple of little different things, and the reason I cannot, this is a different fight. Jared Gordon was a wrestler, I think he was almost the same height. I think he may be like an inch smaller, stockier. The Koreans, the Superboy is not that same. He's a little more lanky. He's actually a little taller than me. A little bit more reach. It's a different style. And he's gonna come and strike with me.
Yeah,
Jared Gordon strike with me enough to try to get his takedowns and everything too. I feel like Korean Superboy is gonna come and just strike with me. So it's a different fight. So I'm making adjustments with him, but like I told you, like I'm just there's other things I'm trying to fix, and but I don't change everything because there's a reason why I got here.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So I can't change everything. There's a lot of things that I still do because they help me to be where I'm at. So I just gotta, you always gotta do little tweaks, and that's what I'm doing.
Absolutely. And I remember when I saw you down there in Miami and I asked you a question, I'm like, you got a fight coming up? You're like, I don't yet, but I'm ready to get back in there. So when they gave you Ho Choi's name, he's coming off of 3 losses. Were you a little hesitant to take that fight because he hasn't had the best record in the past 3 fights, even though it were into Cub Swanson, big name fighters?
Yeah, he fought it. And that's the thing. It's like people would think, oh, he's a 3-fight losing streak. Yeah, but he lost to Charlie.
Yeah, Jeremy Stevens, Cub Swanson.
And Jeremy Stevens. Those are his 3 losses. You know who those guys are? Come on, bro. So yeah, no, and no, man. Like everybody in the UFC is tough.
Yeah.
Everybody in the UFC, you're going against the best, not only fighters but athletes on that sport. You know what I mean? So why am I gonna look at Ho Choi any different? You know what I mean? It's like when Tyron Woodley was going in a losing streak. He was close to beat Luque.
Yeah.
He actually was hurting Luque, and then he got hurt after that. But like, I bet you Luque took him very serious. Luque wasn't gonna go and be like, "Oh, he's in a 3-5 losing streak." Yeah, but you don't want to be the one that gives him the W. You don't want to be the one that's like, "Oh, he's in a 3-5 losing streak, but he beat you now. Now he's gonna win in the winning column again." Like, no. So I cannot give him that chance to come and just beat me and then be like, "Oh, I'm back." Nah, I'm back because I just beat Danny Chavez. Like, I can't let that happen. You know what I mean? Because I'm only 1-1 in the UFC, and I need to be 2-1. You know what I mean? I need to win. Like, and I'm not gonna hesitate to take any fight in the UFC. I'll take anybody. You know what I mean? I'll fight anybody in the UFC. Why? That's why I got in here. I'm not here to hesitate and to be all like trying to play it safe. You know what I mean? I'm 34 years old. It's now or never for me. You know what I mean? What am I gonna do? Just take my time? So what? Where am I gonna fight for a title? Where am I gonna fight the top dogs in the division? Time is flying. You know what I mean? I'm already. I fight July 31st. My first fight was August 15th last year.
Yeah.
It's already been a year.
Wow.
A year already went by like this. People forget that. You know what I mean? So no, man, I can't all of a sudden just start getting picky with the fights and look which one is better matchup for me. No, man, I fight anybody that premium. My second fight was Jared Gordon, and people forget. People don't think that Jared Gordon was a top 30 fighter in the world in the featherweight division, top 30. That's what fought my second fight. I'm fighting now Ho Choi. Now Ho Choi is not ranked only because not only he took a loss, but he hasn't fought since 2019. That's why he's ranking. But when he fought Jeremy Stevens, he was number 13 in the world.
Yeah, he's ranked.
He was a top 15 fighter. Then he lost to Charlie, and then he's been out for so long that, of course, your rankings go away. You're not. But that's still Ho Choi. All right, I remember seeing him fight Cub Swanson. So Cub Swanson was one of my favorite fighters. I see him fight Cub Swanson. I was in my house, in my room, and I remember me watching the fight, going crazy. I was like, "Whoa, what a fight! This guy's crazy!" You know, it was an amazing fight, and now I'm fighting that guy. You know what I mean? So it's a dope opportunity. I love it. I can't let it go.
Yeah, and just like you said before, Ho Choi is a guy who likes to stand up, bang. Every fight he's in is in a war. Are you willing to be in a war with him, or do you want to take that more of a different mindset and having a smarter, tactical kind of fight against him? Because a lot of fighters nowadays say before a fight, "Oh, I want fight of the night," because they want that extra 50K. But wouldn't you want that performance bonus instead, rather than the fight of the night? Because you know a lot of fighters take damage.
Of course,
Yeah.
you know it's super easy to say I want fight of the night when you're not fighting at that moment.
Yeah.
You know, I'll go and be like, oh, look, I'll be honest. Look, when I'm driving to the gym sometimes, I'll be putting music, you know, and I put like some you know, like a song that gets me hyped, you know, sometimes. And in my head, I'm like going through a war. He's dropping me, I'm dropping him, where everybody's screaming, with the best fight of the night, you know what I mean? But in reality, you don't want that. You know, the reality of it is it's just in my head. It's just dope to have it in my head. But in reality, you don't want to go through it. If it happens, it happens. Nobody wants that kind of thing. Trust me, when you get out of those kind of fights, man, your whole body hurts for like a week. You know, when you come out of every time you come out of the cage, you leave a little piece of yourself, and you don't want to leave so much of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want performance on that. I want to knock him on 3 seconds in the first round if I can. You know what I mean? I don't want to. Why would I want to be the 3 rounds of war? I already went through that for, you know, not in the UFC, but before my fights. You know what I mean? Like I had some wars before the UFC. You know what I mean? And you know, people just didn't see them because they were not there. You know what I mean? I was not. You know, I wasn't known, and you know, it is what it is. But I had some wars before, so I don't want to. You know, who wants to really go to war? If the war happens, I'm ready for it. But I'm here to put him away. You know, if I could in the first round and go get my 50K because that's performance of the night, not part of the night. You know what I mean? If I get part of the night, I want to get my hand raised. You know what I mean? So, but like you just said right now, like you know, my last 2 fights were digital in the UFC, and I came from a 3-fight winning streak of first round knockouts. And it sucks that I haven't showed that yet. You know what I mean? I came into the UFC and I had a tough fight with T.J. Brown. I beat T.J. Brown. I hurt him and everything. I just couldn't put him away. That guy's tough. You ever seen T.J. Brown fight? Man, the guy's tough. Then I had Jared Gordon, and Jared Gordon, you know, I didn't really get to hurt him like I wanted to. He did
Yeah, third round a little bit. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I know, but he did a good job of blocking. He studied me pretty well, and like I said, he did his job. You know, so you know, can't take that away from him. Now with the Ho Choi, I gotta go in there and like I said, it's all about being smart. You know what I mean? Like you gotta be a smart fighter. You know, dumb fighters don't become champions all of a sudden. Like tough fighters, you know, I always say tough fighters make exciting fights, but they don't become champions. Smart fighters are champions. You gotta be a smart fighter. You gotta go out there and be smart. Do everything that's gonna work for you to win that fight. And that's what me and my coaches are working right now, and how to win this fight. And I don't really want to say it, because I don't want the Ho Choi to fucking, you know, somehow find this interview and they'll be like, oh, okay, I know what Danny's going to do.
Nah, don't worry. I don't ask those questions about game plan. Nah, we find that out in the fight.
Some people open up, like Jared Gordon open up about that. He's like, oh, there's no secret. I'm taking Danny down. And I'm like, all right, let's see. I have a great takedown defense. But damn, he got it, that fool. You know what I mean? And it was hard because at the end of the day, I got to stop 5 of his takedowns. I went 2 out of 7. You know what I mean? He went for 7 takedowns, but I stuffed 5 of them. But he did a good job. You know what I mean? I don't take away nothing from the guys that beat me. It is what it is. I'll bet you something. I'll beat you in the rematch. But you know, you got this one. It is what it is. I move on. Next guy in line. I'm here to beat you up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And this is the co-main event. Do you feel any extra pressure from the UFC? Like they're going to be watching you extra close?
I'll be honest. I don't know yet if we're 100% co-main event.
It's not confirmed, but I feel like it will be confirmed. You know, that's too good of a fight to not be good.
Fire. Yeah. It's dope. I'm training for that. You know what? God is big. I'm not a big religious person, but I believe in God a lot.
Yeah.
And my whole career, before getting to a UFC, I've been co-main event and main event many times. So I've been there in that situation, just not in those lights. You know, UFC lights are different than everything else. You know what I mean? It's easier to fight a main event in other organizations, but when you come to the UFC, it gives you a little pressure because of the UFC. You're on ESPN. Everybody's watching. You know what I mean? So does it give you a little pressure? Yeah, but I use that pressure to motivate me to keep training, to come to the gym, don't slack. You know what I mean? And it's at the same time, it's just dope, man. This is look, man. Like I keep saying, man. Like about a year ago, I was broke. You know what I mean? I was broke. I had nothing. I lost my job because of COVID. I had lost my apartment because I couldn't pay rent. I had to stay at my sister's. You know, thank God she's helping me out. You know, and it is what it is. You know, and I have a dog, and it was hard to go to places when you have a dog. You know, my sister was able to welcome me with my dog in there,
Yeah.
and you know, I had nothing. You know what I mean? Eventually, I remember the first week after because I fought 2 weeks and a half before I got the call for the UFC. So I had fought July 18th, and then like 2 weeks later I got the call, and then 2 weeks, a weekend, 2 weeks after I fought. And when I fought in Tampa and I got my title, I remember the next week I was already messaging, putting on Instagram, whoever needs privates, hit me up. I got you. You know, I needed to make money. I need to grind. I've always been a grinder. So to be now as my third fight in the UFC, my dream. Look, just making it to the UFC, my dream came true. That's one. And now you got to see like the position that UFC has been putting me in, and I love it, man. I'm embracing it. My second fight was Jared Gordon closing the prelims. And now my third fight, maybe, which I hope it is. I just don't want to jinx it. That's why you don't see me posting and talking about it. I'm waiting to get confirmed. I got these little superstitions. You know, everybody has their own.
You never know. Yeah.
You know, and now I'm fighting as a co-main event. Wow, you know what I mean? Like, that's dope, man. You know what I mean? And I'll be like, if I'm not wrong, I'll be the first Colombian to hold the co-main event in the UFC.
That's right. Yep, you're right. 100% right on that.
I don't think any Colombian. I don't know if Brian Barberena. I don't know if Sabina Mazo, Julio Arce.
Co-main event.
The only one that I do know that had like a pretty good position in a card. It was El Profe, Freddy Serrano. It was a flyweight.
Yeah.
And he started a pay-per-view card. He was the first fight of the night of a pay-per-view card.
I remember that.
I mean, like of the main card of the 10 o'clock at night. So I think that was like the biggest position a Colombian had in the UFC. And now if I'm actually the co-main event, man, that's dope for me. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm embracing it because you know, a lot of people don't understand this. You know, I was born in the United States in New York, but I was raised in Colombia, and I come from my culture is Colombian. My parents are Colombian, and I grew up over there. I went from, I did second grade all the way to 8th grade in Colombia. You know what I mean? My first language is Spanish, Spanish. So, only when you come from a different country to come to America and put that flag out there is such a big deal. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't understand that when it's coming to United States and represent your country, and it's just such a big deal and it's such a great thing. So like I said, I'm just embracing it. I'm just embracing it, and I just gotta go out there and do my thing, man. You know what I mean? I cannot let these things get to me. Like I always use all this pressure and all this stuff to motivate me to keep training. But when I'm in the cage, I'm cold. I'm a cold killer. I'm not there emotional. I'm not there nervous. I get nervous moments like right now, for example. I could have a moment right now. I'm thinking of the fight. I'm like, oh, little butterflies. You know what I mean? You feel a little something there, You start thinking of the fight. You're like, you're watching his clips sometimes. I don't watch people fight so much, but I'm watching a little bit. I watch just to see certain things I need to see. You know what I mean? I'm not that kind of guy that's every day on his page, every day watching his videos. No. I like to be able to work on my own thing too. You know what I mean? So it's just right now, like I said, I'm just embracing this, man. I'm taking this opportunity. A lot of people out there have never had this opportunity. A lot of people out there going their first 3-4 fights is always undercards and beginning of the card, and then depends how they do. They get kicked out. They don't. They renew their contract. It is what it is. But I get to do what I'm doing right now, and everything that's happening for me. I'm very blessed, and I thank God, and I think everybody, everything that's happening for me. I'm just very thankful. That's just the way I feel right now.
And hopefully you get that co-main event slot. We'd love to see you in that because that would be a bar burner of a fight, of course. And speaking of coming from Colombia, is that something you'd ever want to do when you get, a little bit later in your career, maybe open a gym down there to have more Colombian fighters? Because there's not too many Colombian guys fighting in the promotions? Because usually, South America, you think Brazil, sometimes, other places as well. But is that something you'd ever want to do?
I want to help.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I wouldn't want to go to Colombia and just stay there to trying to train people because my life. You have to understand. I'm already a coach.
Yeah.
And I got my guys here down in Miami.
Yeah.
How can I leave them? You know what I mean? Like these guys are in their early 20s. My first pro fighter is turning pro next week. You know what I mean? They've been. I got 5 amateurs.
Yeah.
Christy, Kevin, Justin, Alex, and Richard. Those are my 5 amateurs. I don't have a gym right now. You know, I'm still a student. You know what I mean? I got my coaches, and I'm still a student. I'm still fighting, but I took them under my wing, and I'm helping them out a lot. And I helped them through their whole amateur career. And now I still got Kevin and Chris are the only ones that are still fighting amateur. Yeah, Richard, Alex are gonna turn pro by the end of the year. Justin is gonna turn pro next week in Combate America. I mean Combate Global, and they're gonna need me when I'm done. They're gonna need me, and that's actually gonna be the best moment because that's when I could actually just 100% focus on them. Because I focus on them, of course, I give them as much attention and help as I can. But for example, like Justin is fighting next week, and I'm fighting 3 weeks and a half later. So it takes away some of the time I could give them because I gotta put it to myself too. You know what I mean? I gotta focus on me. So the good thing is that we all train together in the mornings. Like we just finished sparring, me and him earlier. And I had to, I was trying to like spar, kind of similar to the guy he's fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then I gotta get my own work. But once I'm done, like I just want to dedicate it to my guys because they deserve it. They don't want to earn my attention. And so going to Colombia, I would like to actually be more of a person that, because I would like to kind of like help out, but at the same time, like my job right now is to open the doors for them. You know what I'm trying to say? Like go out there and represent Colombia at the highest levels, put Colombia in the map in the UFC, become a champion, make a lot of money, and have all these people. I want the UFC to start seeing, okay, you know what, Colombians are dope fighters too. So let's start recruiting Colombians to come and fight in the UFC. But I think that's my job right now. My job is not to go and coach them. My job is to open the doors for them. You know what I mean? So, but would I want to go here and there and go to Colombia and visit gyms and help out? Of course. And if anything, if the ones that could get visas, come and bring them over here to the States. Because let's be honest, the best gyms are here.
Yeah.
The best gyms are here in the United States. It is what it is. You know what I mean? We're not trying to diss anybody, but that is what it is. And United States has the best gyms in MMA. You're going to have one here and there in other places, but the United States has the best gyms in the world. And I believe my gym is the best in the world. So if I do anything, it's just to bring them over here. Better than me going over there because, like I said, I'm a coach here and I got my guys, and when I'm done, it's all about them.
Absolutely. And shout out to MMA Masters down here in Miami, of course. And Danny, from coaching to commentating, because you did commentating for Global FC down here and you did fighter interviews, you might be taking my job at someday. Is that something you want to do with the UFC? Because, they have their Spanish side as well and English, either side. Is that something you want to do for them as well? Because we see guys like Bilal Muhammad over there on the commentating table and Anthony, forgetting his name, it's up there as well. Is that something you'd want to do in the UFC?
You know what? Like I do, I really do.
Yeah.
That is me and my manager have talked about that, and that's why I went to Global Legion because I want to practice it. I want to see how can I do, how good do I do? We have to see. We have to try out before we try to like get a position there, and then I'll do a horrible job, and then they kick me out quick. So I have to practice. Everything is practice, and everything in the world you have to practice first. So, but the thing is that if I ever to do that, then I will be busy a lot of Fridays and a lot of Saturdays. When my guys fight, what am I going to do? Who's going to coach them? Who's going to be in their corner? You know what I mean? Because my guys are about to turn pro, all of them, they're going to need me there. Yeah. So I got to look at that. You know what I mean? Because I would like to do it kind of like right now than when I'm actually retired. Because like I just told you, when I'm done, I want to focus on them and just get them to that next level. And that's going to take a lot because I actually have a friend. No, sorry. I have a friend, Gaston Reno. Mm-hmm. He's a commentator in ESPN Spanish. I mean, ESPN Knockout, I think it's called. And he's a Spanish commentator. And he's always busy Fridays and Saturdays because he's always commentating the UFC fights.
That's right.
So a lot of times he always tells me, "Man, I wish I could go watch you guys fight." Like not only me, I'm talking about like everybody in the gym because his family and we're all family here. So when we all fight, I'm always at the fights. Anybody that fights from my gym, Friday, Saturday, unless I'm cornering some in a different event, I'm always watching and I'm always at the events. So he always tells me that. He's like, "Damn, I wish I could go. I wish I could go." But he's always busy with commentating. So if that's gonna take away from me cornering and coaching my guys, I won't do that. You know what I mean? They come first. Like I said, they earned that right for me to be there for them, and I made them that promise. I'm the one who made them that promise. So like I'm a man of my word, and I'm not gonna go back on it just because I see more money or more attention or clout being a commentator. That's not about that. I'm not about that.
That's awesome, Danny. And I like a couple questions here, and then I'll let you go. Of course, I know you got time.
Don't worry.
I always
conditioning at 3:30, so I still got time. Don't worry.
Okay, awesome. So I always notice your walkout songs. Some of my favorite walkout songs from Nas, one Mike you came out with before. You choose a lot of hip hop tracks. Is there any specific reason you choose these tracks? And what's the track you're coming out to coming in July 31st? If you want to break it here.
You know what? You gotta feel the track.
Yeah.
You know it's crazy. You're right. You're 100% right. I always come out to hip hop. Yeah. I'm a big fan. I like rock. I like reggaeton.
Salsa. So you listened to salsa the other day in the car.
Yeah. I love listening to salsa too. Salsa calms me down. Believe it or not, the closer I get to the fight, I don't listen to things like that. I don't like to get too hyped up. The beast is already inside. You gotta unleash it in the cage. Right now I like to calm myself down a lot when I'm getting closer to the fight. I start listening to like Spanish music, R&B. I even listen to the Beatles sometimes. You know what I mean? I listen to like mellow music. You know what I mean? But when it comes to a fight, I gotta come out with something. Like I used to come out to Eminem, one of my favorite rappers. But I gotta speak. I got specific songs when I come out. I have to feel it. You have to feel it. You know what I mean? So right now, there's one song that I like a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna come out to it, but I'm just feeling it a little bit because I could change my mind getting closer to the fight. I don't get caught. They don't tell me about the song until like a week before. Okay. They start requesting me like, "Okay, Danny, can you give us a song?" And that's when I'm like, "Okay, this is what I feel." Right now is "Ultimate" by Denzel Curry.
Denzel Curry. That's one of my friends. That's actually one of my friends. I know him.
Yeah, one of my students, Richard, comes out a lot to it, and one of my friends, Shaheen, comes a lot to it as well. And I've been listening to it in the car, and I'm like, it gets me. It gets me into it. I'm like, I feel like I could come out to this song. I'm feeling it, but I could change my mind. All right, so things could happen. Crazy. My last fight with Jared Gordon, I was gonna come out to Metallica. I was feeling Metallica, man. Unforgiven. Which one was the other song? It was Unforgiven and Nothing Else Matters. I think it was. It was those songs. I was feeling them, and as I got closer to a fight, they went away. I didn't feel it no more, and I came out to Shook Ones from
Mobb Deep. Mobb Deep. Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? So I felt it. I was like, you know what? This is more me. And the thing is that I feel like that represents me more. Like because that is the way I rock. That is the way that's my swag. You know what I mean? Like if you see me the way I dress, I'm very sport. I'm I'm always with shorts, basketball shorts. I'm always with like regular shirts. I don't wear tight stuff. You know what I mean? I don't wear tight jeans like people do. That's just not my style. I'm a little bit more hip hop. You know what I mean? I'm more like early 2000s hip hop, just not that baggy.
Yeah.
That's when I was in high school.
Yeah.
When I had my shirt all the way down to my knees and my shirt. You know how it was. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Back in the day. Yeah, I don't wear it like that, but I still have to wear it with my stuff with like a little more comfortable. I can't be too tight. That's not my thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, hip hop represents me a lot. That's the way I grew up. I grew up with a hip hop culture. I like breakdancing. I like hip hop. I like rap. I like freestyles. I like all that stuff. So yeah, that's why I like basketball. Basketball and hip hop, I kind of mix a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's awesome because Denzel Curry was watching a lot of UFC and he's starting to train now, and he's actually training over there in California doing Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm definitely gonna send him this message and show him that footage of these.
I believe I'm gonna come out to the Ultimate. I really believe it. I like that song. My like I said, Richard comes out to it. He's already came out to it a lot, and it's a dope song. The entrance, man, it's like ding. And then you see the beat, and then you could hear like the kind of like a little Jamaican voice at the beginning.
Yeah,
and then it's like hype. It's like I just like that hype part about it because I don't walk out hype, but I just like to hear that stuff. You know what I mean? I walk out. I always have my own tradition. I walk out. I open my flag, and I'm walking with my flag open, and then I bring it down back to myself, and then I take it off, and I start taking my clothes off, and then you say bye to your coaches, hug, Vaseline, and get back in, and then get in the cage. So I don't get it. I always need that song. I always need a song that has a drop. That has a drop. If it doesn't have a drop, it doesn't do it for me. If you look at all my songs, it always has a moment like it's escalating, and then the beat drops, and the lyrics drop, and it's fire. You know what I mean? There's another song I like, but I don't know if it's a little too mellow for me, but it's a new J. Cole album, and it's like the Climb Back.
Yes.
The Climb Back, that song is fire, super fire. And I like the way it starts. Are you doing this to facilitate work or to become famous? What is it? What is more important, getting or letting go? And the beat drops, and it's like, the little beat drops, but he's not. Then J. Cole spits his lyrics, but J. Cole spits his lyrics like when it's not so hyped. It's kind of like one mic. When the beat drops, he's just there spitting his lyrics.
And he spazzes.
And then is when later on through the song is like when he goes ham on it. But I just need that beat to drop like that. You know what I mean? And the Climb Back does that too. And I like that song, and I like the words, and I like the title, the Climb Back. I just lost. I got to climb back again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I look at all those things, and it plays a part of the way I feel comfortable going into a fight. So those are the two right now that's on my head. Those are the two.
Well,
but I think things change.
From a Miami boy, I think you should pick that Denzel Curry track. I would love to see you come out to that. Nobody's ever done it before, so that would be awesome.
But I'm telling you right now, right now, that's the one.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the Climb Back.
Yeah.
That's the number 1 right now. Is the ultimate. Number 2 is the Climb Back. But I gotta see which one I'm feeling it. Like I said, believe it or not, right now I could call a song. Look, when I fought a Global Legion, I had a one mic the whole time. One mic. And I think that was the problem. I trained on the one mic so much, it got bored. I got bored of it. The whole time I'll go jogging, I put one mic, and I rewind it. And rewinding, I was feeling it. I was like, this is the song. And then one time, like about 2 weeks before the fight, I got into my boy's car, and he put this song from Ace Hood.
Yeah.
He put a track. It was called, it's from Ace Hood. I can't remember the title of the song.
That's okay. I know a lot of his songs are hype for sure.
Yeah, and it's a really cool song. I like the way the beat. I like his lyrics. I liked everything, and I changed it. I changed it right at the last minute. But and then when I went to I won the title and everything, and then when I was gonna go to the UFC, when I went to the UFC, when I went to debut, people were like, "Oh, you're gonna take the same song?" And I'm like, "Nah." Now I'm not feeling this one. Now I'm gonna go for one mic, and I did it. You know what I mean? So like I said, things could change. So let's see.
Absolutely. And Danny, last question here: how does the fight end, July 31st? What happens in that fight? What do you predict? What do you see?
I see my hand getting raised, and that's all I want. That's all I care. Yes, I want to knock him out, or I want to finish him. I don't want to go to decision with him. I don't like I just told you early in the interview. I don't want to go to a war. I'm ready for war whenever. There's no reason why I'm called a Colombian warrior, because I'm just gonna not be ready for war. What the hell is that? You know what I mean? No, I'm ready for war, but I want to finish him. I want to get out of there, man. When I was in a 3-5 loop winning streak on a first round wins like that, it feels good. You come out, you're like, man, I didn't get to break a sweat like that. And it was quick, and it feels good to come out. That hurt. When you come out of 3 rounds, like I came out with Jerry Gordon, I was tired. I went home and went to a hotel. When I went to go pee, I was peeing brown already. Like, that means your kidneys took a you went through a hard, when you go through like a hard, when your body pushes its limit, sometimes your kidneys get affected, and my leg was hurt because he calf kicked me too. I kicked him, and I ended up breaking a little bone on my foot, which is already healed. That's why I couldn't take a fight until I was 100% healed. Wow. And that's when you saw me, when we saw each other at this place, and you asked me that, like, I was ready because I just had gotten the news like I'm good. Like the doctor told me You could go back to the gym. You could go back to kicking. Because I was already at the gym, but I was just only using my hands. I couldn't kick. But now, and I couldn't wrestle. You know what I mean? I couldn't do certain things because I didn't want to, I wanted to recover.
Yeah.
So once they told me, you good? I went back to the gym and I was back to doing everything I like to do. And like I said, I just want to finish the Ho Choi. And it'll be better if I just finish him than going to a war. If I finish the Ho Choi as a co-main event, it's not a lot of great things that could go my way. So, going through a war, it'll be great too. They will love me, but I don't want to get hit like that. I want to hit him, put him down, go away, get my check, have a great time, and if anything, stay in Vegas for a week and chill, and then come back. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a party guy. I've never been. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't. I like to hang around with my friends. I really do, and family. I'm all about family and friends. Come over my house. Let's go eat somewhere. That's the way I like to do. Let's go play pool. Let's go bowling. Let's go watch movies. Let's get together in the pool. Let's go to the beach.
Right.
But I go to the beach to go get the sun, get in the water, and chill with my friends. But I don't go to the beach at night where all those crazy people come out. You know what I mean? So I like to just hang around with my friends. That's really me. I like to, like I said, I watch sports a lot. So right now, Colombia's playing Copa America. Colombia, I mean, is playing the elimination games to the World Cup, which is soccer. I like to watch right now. The NBA players are going on, so I'm watching that too. I like watching fights, of course. I watch all main fights, most of them. I watch always the main cards and stuff like that. Sometimes I don't have time to watch the whole thing because right now I'm training, so I'm doing my own thing too. But I like watching sports. I love watching sports. I'm always been a fan of sports, shows, Japanese animation. Like I said, I go from my house to the gym, from the gym to a house, and in between, I'll have some times that I go out with my friends. But I'm not a clubbing guy, party animal. That's not me. That's never been me.
Absolutely, Danny. And anything you want to say to the Colombian Warrior fans out there?
To all my Colombian Warrior fans, man, I just want to say thank you. You know what I mean? To the good ones. You know what I mean? You have some friends that will turn on me when I lose. So y'all could just go eat shit. You know what I mean? I don't want y'all around me. I don't need that energy. You know what I mean? But everybody that has been on point since my career started to the UFC, to all these moments, I just want to say thank you. Because in my ups and lows, they've been there as good fans, sending me good energy. They don't flip on me because I'm losing. Because that's the thing. You got some fake fans sometimes. You know what I mean? When you're winning, they're with you. When you lose, they're not. They want to criticize you. They want to judge you. Fuck them. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I don't know if I could swear. Can I swear?
Okay. That's okay. Yeah, you're good.
So
it's the internet.
them.
We're good.
Right. So again, fuck y'all. You know what I mean? Because y'all deserve that. Y'all deserve to be talked like that. Because that's not right to do that. You know what I mean? I hate people that they want to get in the internet and just make you feel like shit. Like that's not right, bro. Don't do that. You know what I mean? That's not right. You feel powerful because you're far away on your little computer, or your little, or you're on your phone, and you just want to make people feel like shit. Like that's not right, especially fighting. You know what I mean? I see a lot of people get trolled in other sports, but in fighting, like you guys don't understand what we put on the line. You don't understand what we go through to go out there and represent Colombia, and all of a sudden you want to turn on me when I'm losing. That's not right. But that's like the smallest percentage of people do that. Everybody else, most of my fans are great fans. They send me great vibes. I lost. All they did was trying to cheer me up. That's amazing. I love y'all, and you're always gonna have us. You're always gonna get that thank you from me. You know what I mean? I know I don't get, and I reach a lot of my fans. Believe it or not, I don't know if I'm one of the only ones, but I get a lot of requests, like messages, and I get a lot of messages, and I try to reply as much as I can.
Yeah.
I do as much as I can to get in contact with my fans, my fan base. You know what I mean? And I do my best. It's just I want, sometimes I want my fans to understand that sometimes I get to respond to some and not to others because sometimes there's too many. You know what I mean? And I gotta respond. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I've never been in this position where I gotta that's why I like to do it right here more in general because, like I said, I like to respond to them individually sometimes, but sometimes there's too many. So I just want to say thank you to all my fans and one more thing, I want to give a quick shout out to my coaches, my teammates, my students, my friends, my family, everybody that's been with me since day one. Even if you're not kind of like around me anymore, but as long as you were part of my journey, because I had different conditioning coaches, I had different wrestling coaches in my life. You know, before I even came to my master, I came from a different gym. You know what I mean? So anybody that, you know, was part of this journey to this moment, for the beginning of my career, that did things for me with good intention, I just want to say thank you. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't because of everything that happened. I cannot just point at one person or one thing. Like I gotta give thank you to everybody. So I just want to say thank you to everybody.
Absolutely, Danny. Sorry, my computer cut off there for a second, but
That's cool.
I'm still here. But Danny, we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for
And
coming
thank you for the interview,
on the
man.
show.
Because without you guys, media people, I can't get myself out there like that either. So I want to say thank you to you too.
Absolutely, Danny. We'll do it every single time. Danny fights Ho Choi July 31st, UFC Apex, hopefully in the co-main event. Danny, we'll talk
Yeah.
soon again. We appreciate you for coming
Let's see
on.
where's the camera right there.
Yeah, right there. All good.
You got
All
it.
right, Danny. Thank you so much, boss.
Nah, thank you.